From inside the Levy Center, it's Santa Clara Broncos basketball. The Broncos, less than 48 hours after their thrilling victory over Gonzaga, get another tough test in the WCC as they match up today against the Portland Pilots. Hi again, everybody. I'm Joe Rizzo. Welcome to our broadcast here on the WCC Network. Stand by. We'll have today's starting lineups and the opening tip here from Santa Clara next. Welcome back to the Levy Center, getting set for the Broncos and the Portland Pilots here on this Saturday afternoon. A terrific crowd on hand, and for the Broncos, looking to build on what was, of course, an outstanding effort and win here on Thursday night, knocking off Gonzaga, the previously unbeaten in conference play Gonzaga. But it doesn't get any easier. Now a matchup against the Portland Pilots. Portland off of an overtime win on Thursday night up in San Francisco, come in with an 11-1 conference record, now tied for first with that Gonzaga team. Broncos, though, playing great basketball of late. They've won 4 out of their last 5, currently tied for 5th in the WCC, and a chance to get their conference record back to 500 with a win today, and that would be a nice accomplishment considering the 1-5 start. Here are today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Pilots under their 4th-year head coach Michael Meek, and of course the star player Alex Fowler, 4th-year junior from Australia, leads the conference at 18 points per game. Fowler scored 26 in the win against Santa Clara last month. We'll see if the Broncos can contain her at least somewhat here today. Alex Fowler perhaps headed for a Conference Player of the Year award honor this season. Lucy Cochran, 6 feet 6 inches tall. She's the top shot blocker in the WCC, so certainly a presence down low. Mikhail Meek, a sophomore, runs the point. And then a couple of scorers on the wing. Maisie Burnham at 11 points per game, and Emmy Shearer also at 11 points per contest. A lot of scorers, a lot of good shooters on this Portland squad. Meanwhile, for the Santa Clara Broncos, under their 7th-year head coach Bill Carr, just 7 wins away from 100 here on the Mission campus. Familiar starting 5 for the Broncos today. Laura Edmondson will start down low, and then the 4-guard look of Ashley Maldonado, Mariah Hudgens, Ashley Haraki, and Santa Clara's leading scorer at 16 points per game, Tess Heel. Again, the Broncos coming in at 5-6 in WCC play, 14-10 overall. A nice turnaround after a slow start to the conference season, and it would be quite a week if Santa Clara can back up the Gonzaga win with a victory over this red-hot Portland team. Portland comes in having won 5 in a row and 12 out of their last 13. Looking a little deeper at the numbers, these are two of the higher scoring teams in the conference, so that would not be a surprise if both can really fill it up here today. Santa Clara second in the conference at 72 points per game. Portland right behind them at 71 points per contest. Portland has the highest field goal percentage of any team in the WCC. Santa Clara still leads the conference in made threes per game. So again, two teams playing well, two teams that can really score. Should be a good one here at the Levy Center in front of a great crowd on this Saturday afternoon. Broncos and the Pilots meeting for the second time here in the regular season. Broncos in their home whites, Portland in the road black with the purple trim. And we are underway as Portland wins the opening tip. Both of these teams played high-energy, taxing games on Thursday as Fowler gets right to the rim but is unable to finish. We'll see how both are able to respond after those games that each played on Thursday night, less than 48 hours ago. Of course, Santa Clara beating Gonzaga by 5 here at the Levy Center. For the Broncos, their first win over the Zags in 7 years, as Laura Edmondson makes a move in the lane and finishes with the left hand. And the Broncos on the board first here today. Portland played an overtime game on Thursday up in San Francisco, and it took quite the fourth quarter comeback just to force OT as Mariah Hudgens steps in the passing lane, a steal and 2 more. And Santa Clara off to a quick 4-0 start. And we get a violation as that was Maisie Burnham inbounding the ball. She stepped over the baseline. So an immediate turnover gives the basketball right back to Santa Clara. Broncos playing well here early, leading 4-0. But Portland was down by 16 with 9 minutes left as Tess Heel in the paint makes it 6-0 Santa Clara. Certainly things were not looking good for the Pilots on Thursday. Down 16 with right about 9 minutes left, and then they would go on an 18-0 run to actually take a lead with a minute left as Shearer there travels. Hit the bucket, but shuffled the feet before she attempted the shot. Back-to-back Portland turnovers. And it's Broncos basketball, a minute and a half in, leading 6-0. Portland would go on to win that game 83-80. So I'm sure it took a lot of effort there. Fourth quarter and OT to come back. And we'll see what they bring to the table here this afternoon. Heel and the shot blocked. Lucy Cochran's the top shot blocker in the conference. About 2.5 blocks per game. And you see why with that last effort. Fowler down low. Good defense from Edmondson. Loose ball, and it's out of bounds. We'll stay here with Portland. So it's Edmondson that draws the assignment, trying to contain Alex Fowler here, at least early. Fowler leads the conference at 18 points per game. And again, put up 26 when these teams met a month ago, as Shearer gets that one to drop in. First points for Portland. Portland ended up beating the Broncos 81-71. The Pilots matched a program record with 15 made threes in that game, including 11 threes in the first half. They blitzed Santa Clara early, and the Broncos were just unable to recover. 6-2, Santa Clara leading. Again, Edmondson operating down low. Picks up her dribble. Edmondson might be hurt as we get a travel. And it'll go back to Portland. And Edmondson hobbling gingerly now as she heads back towards the Santa Clara bench. Reaching down at that left leg, perhaps. So she'll get looked at on the Santa Clara bench. Edmondson was limited to only 7 minutes due to foul trouble in the game here on Thursday. And it's off to a good start this afternoon, and hopefully she'll be okay. Now it's Olivia Pollard in the game, guarding Fowler, forces the miss, and it's out of bounds. And a foul called over the back on Cochran. So Santa Clara basketball leading 6-2. 3 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Ashley Maldonado brings it across for Santa Clara over to Haraki. Cross-court pass here to Mariah Hudgens. Hudgens making her 7th consecutive start. And she has taken off here the second half of her freshman season. And Hudgens cutting to the basket, wide open for the layup. She's got 4 here in the early going. Hudgens averaging 11 points per game since moving into that starting lineup 7 games ago. And she's hit her first 2 shots today. Broncos in front, 8-2. Good energy here early from Santa Clara. Burnham over into the corner to Shearer. Now it's Cochran posting up on Hudgens, and she's fouled. Cochran's got about 6 inches on Mariah Hudgens. It's an imposing front line for this Portland team with Cochran and Fowler. Fowler, of course, more the scorer. Cochran known more for her efforts defensively. Will be Cochran here at the foul line. 69% free throw shooter, averages 5 points per game. Portland still without their outstanding point guard, Haley Andrews. Hasn't played in almost a month now. Over 1,500 career points and nearly 600 assists in her career. It's a big loss for this Portland team, although they haven't been beaten since Andrews went out. Portland bringing a 5-game winning streak into play here this afternoon. It is a deep Pilots team. They could go very deep into their bench. Here's Hudgens, nice move, frees herself, but the shot off the back rim. Haraki, though, tips the rebound to Pollard. Back to Hudgens, trying to leave it for a heel, but the pass stolen. Now Portland in transition. Shearer trying to get it. Haraki saves it, and then a foul is called. Great effort there. Ashley Haraki jumping out of bounds, able to save the basketball. And then Ashley Maldonado drew the foul. As we get some Portland substitutions now, Keely Frawley and Kelsey Lindsay are into the game. Broncos are going to bring Lexi Pritchard into the contest now, replacing Maldonado. 8-4 Santa Clara here early. Broncos have hit 4 of their first 6 shots, and they've forced 4 Portland turnovers in the first 4.5 minutes. Haraki on the wing here, up top now to Pollard. Pollard hit 4 threes in the win against Gonzaga on Thursday. Pritchard gives it up. Here's Haraki, straight on 3, and she drains it. First 3-point make of the day for Santa Clara. Broncos hit about 8 per game, which is still number 1 in the WCC. Haraki shooting it at 39% from distance, having a great season here with Santa Clara. As Portland able to answer. And that's Kaitu'u, just checked into the game with her first bucket. Broncos leading by 5, 11-6, past the midway point here of the first quarter. Nobody really picks up Tess Heels, so she'll take the free throw line jumper. Heels got 4. And Santa Clara up 7, matching their largest lead here of this opening quarter. And these are 2 of the higher scoring teams in the conference as we get a whistle away from the ball, and a foul is going to be called on the Broncos, Olivia Pollard. That'll be her first, and it'll bring us to our first timeout today. 4:27 to go in the opening quarter. 13-6 Broncos here on the WCC Network.
That rebound was made by Bill Russell, my opinion, the greatest basketball player that ever played the game.
In basketball, respect the man who's above you, period.
They have done it again. A spectacular finish.
But the most important factor is respect.
Back here at the Levy Center, 13-6. Broncos have the early lead here over Portland. Santa Clara shooting it well, 75%, 6 of 8 from the floor, although Laura Edmondson did leave with an apparent injury. We'll see if she is able to return here at some point. After the Santa Clara foul, it's Portland basketball here out of the timeout. Lindsay driving, has the shot blocked by Pollard. Pollard had 4 blocks in the game here on Thursday. Really her best defensive effort of the season, and it was much needed, especially in that second half. Haraki outside, now free throw line. It's Hudgens. Hudgens will put up the shot, misses short, and Cochran pulls down the rebound. Portland trying to make the postseason for a 4th consecutive year as Kaitu'u operating down low. Her second bucket makes it 13-8. Broncos with the lead. Portland won 20 games last season, reached the WNIT, won the WCC tournament back in 2020. Of course, the NCAA tournament was canceled that year. A lot of success for this Portland program in recent seasons. Broncos trying to slow them down today is Mariah Hudgens, an aggressive take to the basket. Hudgens has 6 points, leading all scorers here in this opening quarter. Broncos back up by 7. Kaitu'u again down low, and she's fouled. And that's going to be the second foul on Hudgens. So some early issues here for Santa Clara. And a good sign is Edmondson just pops up off the Santa Clara bench. And she is going to come back into the game here for the Broncos. Will replace Hudgens, who will sit with those 2 fouls. Really too bad. Mariah off to a great start with those 6 early points. Free throws for Liana Kaitu'u. Redshirt junior forward, averages 5 points per game. She's already got 5 points in the first quarter today. Broncos did beat this Portland team here at the center last season. It was last February, winning by 10. As Portland applying some full court pressure here. Haraki able to break it. Now into the front court. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the quarter, and Pritchard's pass for Edmondson is knocked away and stolen. We talk a lot about Portland and what they can do offensively. So many good shooters and scorers, as that baseline 3 is good. And that's MJ Bruno. Provides some instant offense off the Portland bench, and it brings the Pilots to within 2. The Portland's also a accomplished defensive team. They lead the WCC in steals per game, right at about 10 per game. So they are an active group defensively, as Haraki freed herself up but missed the shot, and Frawley pulls down the rebound. Portland could tie or take the lead with a 3 here. Kaitu'u down low. Now Cochran, and she hits. And the Pilots have drawn even now on a 7-0 run over the last minute. Have tied this game 15 apiece. This could very well be a game of runs. We'll see if the Broncos can answer now late in the quarter. Heel trying to hit Edmondson. The pass knocked away and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Broncos. Fowler's going to come back in now for Portland. Fowler is yet to score in this game. Ashley Maldonado returning for Santa Clara, replacing Haraki. Heel will inbound on the baseline. Will go up top to Lexi Pritchard. 7 on the shot clock. Heel driving baseline into the lane. Now finds Pollard. Quick 3 is good. Olivia Pollard hits her team-leading 39th 3 of the season. 3-point percentage is up to 37%. Here's Fowler down low, and we get a whistle and a travel. More good interior defense for Santa Clara against Fowler. Vastly improved, at least here early, compared to when these teams played each other a month ago. Fowler got going early in that game, and there was no stopping her at that point. Broncos leading by 3, 18-15. Pritchard cut off in the lane, up top to Heel. Heel driving, the runner off the window for good, 2. Nice move there for Tess Heel. 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting for the Broncos star freshman. Heel, who has 8 times this year been named the WCC Freshman of the Week. As we get a foul well away from the basketball. That was down underneath the hoop, and it's on Laura Edmondson. First foul on Edmondson and the 4th team foul on the Broncos this quarter. 48.7 seconds left. Meek back into the game for Portland. Gets it in. Now Shearer driving. Will hand it off to Fowler at the free throw line. Meek going baseline, and she had a heel on the end line. Out of bounds and another turnover. That's 6 first quarter turnovers for Portland. The Pilots are shooting 63% from the floor. From their perspective, I'm sure they're saying we're not getting enough shots up. Broncos up 5. Half a minute to go in the opening stanza. Heel driving. Goes all the way and again finishes. Physical move there from Tess Heel. She's got 8 first quarter points, and the Broncos, after seeing Portland go on a 7-0 run, have now scored 7 straight themselves. Shot clock is off. Fowler all the way to the rim, and her first points. Broncos, they can hurry here, can get something going. Pritchard will heave from across half court, but well off the mark. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Exciting start here at the Levy Center. Broncos are up 5, 22-17 here on the WCC Network. Back here at the Levy Center, Broncos have a 5-point lead at the end of one quarter, 22-17. Hot shooting start for both teams. Santa Clara 71%, Portland 67%. And it'll be Santa Clara basketball here to begin quarter number 2. Pritchard, Maldonado, Heel, Edmondson, and Pollard. The 5 on the floor is that runner from Pritchard missing long. And a run out here for Portland. Shearer gets stopped, kicks it back out. 3-point attempt, and that's good. Mikkel Meek. Meek, who scored a season-high 15 points in Portland's overtime win Thursday in San Francisco, has her first points tonight. Mikkel Meek, the daughter of Portland head coach Michael Meek. And Mikkel running the point now full-time. As Heel, a little bit of contact. No whistle, missed the shot. And again, Portland in transition. Both teams really want to push the ball as Fowler down low gets great position and gives the Pilots 2 more. So a quick spurt here for Portland, 5 in a row to begin the quarter, just a minute in. And they've tied this game at 22. Back and forth we go here at the Levy Center. Pritchard on the wing, goes around the screen from Edmondson, finds Pollard, she's open, three-point shot, no good. Broncos will certainly live for that look, though. Here's Kaitu'u down low. Pollard hits the deck. The shot missed, but with Pollard on the ground, an easy offensive rebound. And Kaitu'u has been an offensive source here early for Portland, leading the Pilots with 8 points. Unlikely in that regard. And a 7-0 run now for Portland to begin this second quarter. They're up by 2. Portland coming in with an 11-1 conference record, their only loss in their lone previous meeting against Gonzaga. They've beaten everybody else. Here's Edmondson, a runner, well strong. Good defense on that possession from Portland. Pilots have scored the first 7 here in the quarter. Kaitu'u down low, making a move over Edmondson, and she again scores. Broncos no answer defensively right now for what Portland's doing. And the Pilots with their largest lead now at 26-22. Here's Maldonado, she's open, and it rattles out. Another good look. Broncos are getting some good looks here from deep. Trailing by 4 now is Santa Clara. Kaitu'u driving, gets bumped off the basketball, and loses it out of bounds. And it'll go back to the Broncos as Ashley Haraki will return. Jade Kadee also in for the first time on the Santa Clara side. Certainly gives the Broncos a sharp shooter from deep. And it'll be Haraki that'll bring it up the floor. Santa Clara has still yet to score here in this second quarter. Kadee outside over to Haraki. 3 minutes gone by now here in quarter number 2 as Haraki's pass gets deflected and stolen. And there's that frame, 6 feet 6 inches. Cochran wreaking havoc even outside the three-point arc. Down low, and the shot good from Fowler, plus a foul. And make it 11 points in a row here for Portland to start the second quarter. And Fowler's been able to get good position here in this quarter, and she's getting going offensively as Pollard gets called for her second. So 2 fouls each, Pollard and Hudgens. Hudgens is going to come back into the game now, replacing Olivia Pollard. 29-22 is the Portland advantage. 12-0 run for Portland here to start the second quarter. Where do the Broncos go as they try and end the run? Hudgens in the paint, and 2 more for Mariah Hudgens right back into the game. She's been Santa Clara's best player offensively here in the first half. And a much-needed bucket gets the Broncos back to within 5. Cochran down low, and we'll get a foul underneath as Kadee pulls down Emmy Shearer. And it's interesting the way Portland has been attacking the Broncos here. Mentioned when these teams met last month, it was Portland from the outside. They did a lot of their damage, making 15 threes to match a program record. They've been trying to establish things down low here today. And it's certainly been working, especially in this second quarter. Portland's now shooting it at 73% for the game. As we get a Portland foul here, it'll be a Santa Clara inbounds. Tess Heel back in will place Maldonado on the Santa Clara side. It's a 29-24 Portland lead. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Hudgens, bounce pass, down low to Laura Edmondson, underneath, and a friendly roll. 4 points for Edmondson. Great to see her back on the floor after suffering that apparent injury very early in the first quarter. She's looking good. Right now, trying to slow down Cochran. Here's Shearer down low over Cadee. Good defense, a miss. Shearer gets her own rebound, though. We get a whistle and a foul. That'll be 2 quick fouls on Jade Cadee as Portland attacking Cadee down low on the block. And free throws here for Shearer. 3-point game, Portland ahead with 5:36 left in the half. Shearer, a sophomore guard from New Zealand. 11 points per game this year. And an outstanding shooter. She tied her career high with 21 points on Thursday. Up in San Francisco, hit 5 threes in that game, and Portland needed every single one of them. Hits the 2 free throws, and now we'll head to the bench. Replaced by MJ Bruno. Back to a 5-point Portland lead at 31-26. Tess Heel brings it across the timeline. Heel and Hudgens, the 2 Bronco freshmen, 8 points each, leading the way offensively for Santa Clara. Haraki gets a defender in the air. Beautiful bounce pass to a wide open Laura Edmondson. Great offense there from Santa Clara. And the deficit back to 3. Portland led by as many as 7 early in this second quarter. Broncos' largest lead was 7, which they had very late in the first. And here's a wing 3 that's good from Burnham. Burnham, who shoots it at 37% from 3-point range. She can fill it up. Now the trap coming as Haraki gets it across half court. Hudgens to Heel. Heel driving, and the shot blocked. Heel often can get that shot off, but not with Cochran down there. 34-28 is the Portland lead. 4.5 remaining in this second quarter. Portland still shooting it at 67% from the floor as we get a foul away from the ball, and this is going to be an offensive foul. Burnham knocked Ashley Haraki to the ground, and Burnham will be called for her second. That'll bring us to a mandatory timeout. 4:24 to go in the half. Broncos down 6 here on the WCC Network. Broncos shooting an excellent 57% from the floor, and they've also only turned it over 4 times, yet find themselves down by 6, trying to keep up with this high-octane Portland team. The Pilots at 67% shooting, and have certainly cut down on their turnovers here in the second quarter. Broncos basketball out of the timeout. Tess Heel down low to Laura Edmondson, and that's been there really all afternoon here for Santa Clara. Good pass, high-low, and Edmondson with 6. Broncos trailing 34-30. Now can the Broncos string together some stops here on this end? Here's Haraki getting her hands on that pass, knocks it to Hudgens, and a steal. Hudgens in transition, kind of got caught in a tough spot, and her pass knocked out of bounds. The Broncos will keep possession. Alex Fowler not on the floor right now for Portland. Neither is Maisie Burnham. See if Santa Clara can take advantage. In the corner, Heel. Up top, Hudgens now finds Maldonado. Still 18 on the shot clock. Hudgens, she'll turn, miss, but an offensive rebound. Ball never hit the rim, though. Clock now down at 8. Hudgens outside. She'll spin in the lane, put it up, and it rattles out. Good look. Nice move there from Hudgens, but the ball deflected out of bounds, and it's going to be Santa Clara basketball. Break there for the Broncos, and now Fowler will come back in. Shot clock will reset to 20 here for Santa Clara with 3:23 to go in the half. Heel enters it in. Good energy on both sides. Really no sign of either of these two teams playing a couple of taxing games on Thursday night. Of course, it helps when you win those games, as both did, as Hiraki's 3 off the mark. Hudgens, to be careful there, playing with those 2 fouls. Now Portland basketball. Kaitu'u down low. She's been a force here in this first half, and she's got 2 more. Great footwork from Leana Kaitu'u, who becomes the first player in this game into double figures. Fowler got a hand on that. Broncos keep possession, though. Hiraki, dangerous pass. Finds Heel. Heel looking down low. Now it's Laura Edmondson. Edmondson continuing her excellent first half. And she's the first Santa Clara player now into double figures. 10 points for Lara on 5 of 6 shooting. 36-32 is the Portland lead late in this first half. Fowler at the elbow. She'll rise. Missed the shot. Knew she was going to miss, so went crashing the glass, and the ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll go back to Santa Clara. Fowler can certainly hit that shot, and she can extend the range down to out to three-point range as well. But the Broncos would much rather see her outside as opposed to when she can establish that great positioning on the low block. Bounce pass to Hudgens at the free throw line. Missed the shot short. Another good look, though, for Santa Clara. A run out for Portland. Here's Shearer driving baseline. Went right by Maldonado in an easy 2. Portland so quick with the basketball. And they're back up by 6 now at 38-32. The shooting percentage still off the charts here for the Pilots at 67%. Broncos are going to have to tighten things up defensively come the second half. And now we get an offensive foul as Heel trying to make the move there. Knocked over Nickel Meek. And that'll be the first foul on Tess Heel. Bill Carr on the Santa Clara side trying to say that might have been a flop on the defender. But to no avail. Now Kaitu'u finally misses down low, but Fowler grabs the offensive rebound. The double team comes and she travels. So Fowler got the rebound, but 2 Santa Clara players down there defending her and forces the travel. 70 seconds left here in this first half. See if the Broncos can make a little push here going into that halftime locker room. Stay with us at the half. We'll have an interview with Broncos sophomore forward Olivia Pollard. Had a huge game on Thursday against Gonzaga as that one rolls in for Tess Heel. 38-34 now is the Portland lead. Pilots have turned it over 10 times. It's been really the only knock for them offensively today as Fowler gets that position down low. And she's got 9 now, the conference's leading scorer. At an 8-second differential here, game clock to shot clock. Santa Clara down by 6. Heel at the free throw line, double team comes. Hiraki fakes the pass, lets it go for 3, and it rims out. And a Portland rebound, and the Pilots can now hold it for the final shot here of the half. Portland up by 6. Lindsay with it to Kaitu'u at the elbow. She'll put it on the floor all the way to the basket. And 2 more for Liana Kaitu'u. What a half off the bench for the Portland junior. 14 points to lead all scorers. An unlikely offensive source for the Pilots. A team with so many weapons. And Portland, which found themselves down by 5 at the end of the first quarter, will now take an 8-point lead into the halftime locker room. Pilots 42 and Santa Clara 34. Again, stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll visit with Olivia Pollard. That interview is next. This is Santa Clara basketball here on the WCC Network. It's Santa Clara basketball here from the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo, and joining me here today is Broncos sophomore forward Olivia Pollard. Olivia, thanks for taking the time to visit.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Well, tell me about your season. It's your first year here at Santa Clara after transferring from Washington. How has it been going, both on and off the court?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. I mean, I love this team. You know, we've been trending well. We're such a new group, so it's always been a challenge having such a new group and coming together and bringing it out straight away, but I think we've done a really good job of trending in the right direction, and we're getting better at each training and each game. You know, we're just continuously making improvements and getting better for each other. It's just really exciting. We're trending in a really good spot. You know, we're working hard, we're getting better each day. It's exciting. And
you are one of a few transfers. There are a few freshmen. You talk about the team coming together. It kind of felt like it took a little while for that to happen. You know, what needed to happen for this team to really kind of find their groove here? Yeah,
well, I think a lot of us were new and from completely different places, and it was really just a matter of coming together and really just gelling and meshing. But it happened a lot quicker than I think most of us expected, especially like off the court as well. That really helped. And I think that's something that you can see like from the first game to where we are now, it just leaps and bounds better.
Now, how about for you individually? You're one of the top scorers on the team, one of the top three-point shooters, a shot blocker. You're having a great year. You didn't play a ton last year at Washington. What has kind of allowed you to take a big step forward, have this breakout season?
Well, I mean, the coaches have a lot of trust in me, and so do my teammates. And, you know, that helps a lot with the confidence. So that's been awesome for me. But really just the style of play and the team that we have here, I just had a role that I knew I could step into. This program, for my skill set, it just fits really well.
How about the Australian connection? You're one of 4 Australian-born players on this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's obviously nice having a slice of home in the team, but I just think a group as a whole is just awesome. The Australian girls is really cool because we all bring our own little style from back home here. And same with the Greek girls, you know, we just have different styles of play from different countries. We bring them together and we just gel so well, but it's so nice having girls that we know from back home and girls that I actually grew up in my home state, they're all from, and we played against each other. And some of us played in teams and juniors, but now to be overseas playing together, like it's really surreal and it's so cool.
And finally, how about from a team perspective? There's about a month left in the regular season. I know trying to continue to build momentum going into the conference tournament. What do you think this team needs to do maybe to take it now to another level and really contend for a conference title?
I think for us, it's just really having a strong four quarters. You know, we can be so good and we have such great potential. It's just really just sticking it through, and when the game time hits, especially when that clock starts, just from the dot, we're ready and we're ready to go. I think we have so much potential and I'm really excited to see what comes. I know we all are. We're working really hard day in, day out. It's just getting those full four quarters and then we'll be good.
All right, Olivia, appreciate the time. Congrats on a great year so far and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's Broncos forward Olivia Pollard. This is Santa Clara basketball. At the half here at the Levy Center, a 42-34 Portland lead over the Santa Clara Broncos. As we take a look at some of the first half highlights, Broncos started fast, had an excellent first quarter, forced some turnovers, got out in transition. Broncos led by as many as 7 very late in that first quarter. They were up 5 after 1. Second quarter, though, really was controlled by Portland, as the Pilots got things going offensively and outscored Santa Clara 25-12 in quarter number 2 to take the 8-point halftime lead. Almost all the points in this game on both sides coming in the paint. And it's been the 1-2 punch for Portland of Alex Fowler. No surprise there, but also Liana Kaitu'u. Kaitu'u, who averages only 5 points off the bench for this Portland team, had a bucket there at the end of the first half to give her 14 points on 6 of 8 shooting. She has been the star player here thus far for Portland. as they have opened up an 8-point lead here over Santa Clara. Taking a look at the first half stats now, and both teams are shooting the ball very well. I think you would have told the Broncos at the half they'd be shooting it at 52% with only 5 turnovers. I think they'd likely be ahead, but obviously not the case. And one reason, of course, the way Portland has shot it, it's 67%. Portland has made 16 of their 24 shots, including 3 out of 3 from three-point range. The Broncos, who make more threes than any team in the conference, only attempted 6 in that first half. Portland doing a good job of really running Santa Clara off the line. Santa Clara going 2 out of 6 in those three-point attempts. Portland was +7 of the rebounding margin. Again, good assist to turnover numbers for Santa Clara, but right now staring at an 8-point deficit. Individually, the Broncos have a couple of players in double figures. Laura Edmondson with 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. Tess Heal's got 10 points plus 3 assists. Mariah Hudgens has also chipped in 8, 3 each for Hiraki and Pollard to account for the 34 Santa Clara points. Again, it's Kaituu with 14 leading the way on the Portland side. Fowler kind of a quiet 9 to go with 3 rebounds in that opening half for the Pilots. Shearer's also added 6. Foul trouble in this one. Shearer's got 2, or rather Burnham's got 2, the only Portland player with more than 1. Broncos having to deal with a little more foul trouble right now. Hudgens, Pollard, and Kadee have 2 each here at the half. It's Portland 42, Santa Clara 34. We'll see if the Broncos can come back in half number 2. That's coming up here from the Levy Center. Santa Clara and Portland right here on the WCC Network. Getting ready to start the second half here at the Levy Center with Santa Clara down by 8, 42-34. Elsewhere around the conference here on this Saturday afternoon, Gonzaga, they're looking to bounce back, of course, after they were beaten here by the Broncos 2 days ago. Gonzaga's up at San Francisco right now, and the Zags are leading by 9 at the half there, 36-27. Gonzaga and Portland with identical 11-1 conference records. Up top, the WCC. BYU sitting in third place at 7-4, with San Diego in fourth at 6-5, and BYU is playing San Diego right now. And that's a one-point game at the half down in Southern California. BYU ahead 21-20. And you've got Santa Clara and San Francisco. They've got identical 5-6 records. Right now tied for fifth in the conference standings. Finish in that top six, and you get at least one bye in the conference tournament. So certainly at the bare minimum, the Broncos want to avoid that first day in Vegas, finish in the top six. They are in the top six right now. But if you get into that top four, even better. Third and fourth place teams get the double bye into the quarterfinals. Santa Clara is just one game out of fourth right now. And that time of year, now that we're into early February, paying a little extra attention to what else is going on around the conference and those standings. Every game so important. It'll be huge if the Broncos can come back here today, but they're going to have to stop her, Alex Fowler. Conference's leading scorer at 18 points per game. She's nearing 2,000 career points in her Portland career, and she gives the Pilots their largest lead of the day now at 44-34. How will the Broncos answer? It's Tess Heel. Tess Heel leading all Santa Clara scorers now with 12. Stars have been shining bright here today on both sides. 44-36 is the Portland lead. Broncos gonna have to find a way to get some stops defensively, with the Pilots shooting it at 68% from the floor. And there's one stop as they knock the ball away and a steal. Hudgens doesn't really have numbers here. Kicks it out to Heel. Now to a cutting Laura Edmondson. Great look. Credit first to Hudgens for not forcing things. Found Heel and the trailer Edmondson cutting to the basket, and an easy two. So back-to-back buckets for Santa Clara. Now down by 6 at 44-38. Here's Meek at the elbow. Guarded by Heel. Back out to Shearer. Now Fowler. She'll attempt the three and miss. And a Santa Clara rebound. Haraki looking to push. Hands off to Maldonado. Deep two off the front rim, and a Portland rebound. Quick shot there for Santa Clara. And a miss. Here's Fowler. She'll try again for three, and this time she hits. Fowler has certainly improved that part of her game here this season. 16th made three. Certainly have to respect her behind the arc. And Portland now up by 9. Hudgens. She'll turn. Miss. Rebound, though, for Edmondson. And Laura Edmondson. What an afternoon she is having. 7 for 8 now shooting the basketball. And a Bronco high 14 points. And this third quarter beginning much like what we saw throughout that first half. A lot of offense, both sides. 47-40 the Portland lead. Here's a good look. Cochran, and she'll have a chance at a three-point play. Foul is going to be on Mariah Hudgens, which will be her third. 7:25 to go here in the third quarter. Pollard's going to come in now for Santa Clara. She'll replace Edmondson, though. As Cochran at the line to try and give Portland a double-digit lead here. And she does at 50-40. 7 points for Cochran. She only averages about 5 per game. Missed about 6 weeks earlier this season. But she's back now, and certainly a presence down low for this Portland club. Broncos down 10. Heel driving. Now with the left hand gets it to go. Well, Tess Heel's had a lot of success getting into the paint and all the way to the basket here. Having one of her better games. 14 points for Heel. She's made 7 of 10 shots. 8-point Portland lead. Fowler nearly lost the dribble, still with it, goes up over Pollard, and it rolls in. Fowler's got 16 now, including 7 already in this third quarter. Here's Hiraki, and we get a tie-up. Fowler steps in, and it'll be Santa Clara basketball on the alternating possession. Bruno's going to come back in now for the Pilots. Frawley also returns, so does Kaitu'u. Kaitu'u was the first half star for Portland with 14 points. Lexi Pritchard returning here for Santa Clara, replacing Maldonado. It's the largest deficit that Santa Clara has faced here today, down 52-42. Hudgens just beyond the free throw line, off the back rim, and a Portland rebound. Pilots will try and extend their lead now. Frawley with it outside. Now Kaitu'u at the elbow. Going one-on-one here against Pollard. Pollard keeping position, and a foul is called as Kaitu'u fell to the ground, fouled by Pollard. And Portland free throws are coming. Significant free throw disparity here this afternoon. Going to be the 9th and 10th free throw attempts for Portland. And they're a perfect 9 out of 9 now on the day. Santa Clara has yet to shoot a free throw here this afternoon. Portland has been in this zone defense, and I'd say it's worked for them. Yeah, they've given up some easy buckets near the hoop, but the Broncos haven't had many attempts from three-point range. And Portland has avoided fouls, and obviously putting Santa Clara, an outstanding free throw shooting team, at the line. Here's Heel, and again, Tess Heel. Been the offense for Santa Clara here in this third quarter. Makes it a 10-point game at 54-44. Nearing the halfway point here in the third quarter. Broncos were down 8 at the half. Here's a corner three. That's off the mark from Burnham. And a Santa Clara rebound. Broncos trying to build some momentum here mid-third quarter. We've certainly seen them come back before against some quality opposition. Think about on the last road trip, BYU and San Diego in particular, with great second halves. Now can Santa Clara do it here on their home floor against an outstanding opponent? Hudgens missing the turnaround. The rebound deflected and controlled by Portland. Pass down low. Pritchard got a hand on it. Kaitu'u still with the basketball. And now Portland will set up, leading by 10. Enzi has it outside. Trying to get it down low. Hiraki, and she commits the foul. A little too aggressive there, going for that pass. And that'll bring us to a timeout with 4:38 left in the third quarter. It's a 10-point Portland lead, 54-44 here at the Levy Center. You're watching Broncos basketball on the WCC Network.
We are the WCC. We are fueled by the conviction to achieve our goals without boundaries. We recognize and we adapt. We welcome adversity. We are Presidential Medal of Freedom winners, NBA champions, Olympic gold medalists, record breakers, and difference makers. We create change, and we create champions. We are the West Coast Conference.
Still excellent shooting percentages on both sides here today. The Broncos remain above 50% at 53%. But Portland, a scalding hot 67% shooting. 4 out of 6 from three-point range, plus a perfect 10 out of 10 at the line. Can't get much more efficient than that. The Broncos just trying to keep up here. Hope that a cold spell is coming at some point. Portland missing there off the inbounds. And now Santa Clara basketball down by 10. Inside of 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Hiraki has a look. And the three-point attempt, no good. Long rebound, though. Maldonado pulls it down. Second chance opportunity here for the Broncos. Pritchard gets cut off in the lane. Finds Hiraki cutting to the basket. And Ashley Hiraki off the window. Hiraki's got 5 plus 5 rebounds, which leads the team today. 8-point Portland lead. Kaitu'u down low. She was so good in that spot in the first half. Misses there. Ball's on the floor. Players on the deck. And we get a held ball, which is going to go to Santa Clara. We get substitutions now on the Pilots side as Meek and Shearer come back in. Broncos have Pritchard, Heel, Maldonado, Hiraki, and Pollard on the floor. Pollard playing with 3 fouls. Hudgens 3 fouls on the bench at the moment for Santa Clara. 8-point deficit here for the Broncos. Portland still in this zone defense. They've been in it all day. Here's Maldonado. She's open for 3, and it's good. Ashley Maldonado, her first points. And a big shot. Santa Clara has pulled within 5, closest they've been this entire third quarter. Santa Clara's on a 7-0 run. Here's Meek. Meek will put it on the floor. Double team comes. She'll dribble out of it. 10 on the shot clock. Kaitu'u now with it outside. She'll drive over to Shearer. Now Meek. Meek is open. 3-point attempt off the front rim. Fowler, though, pulls down the offensive rebound. Just kind of overpowered the shorter Ashley Hiraki there. And a second chance point. It's too bad there for Santa Clara. They defended very well on that first attempt, but the second chance opportunity, and Fowler's got 18 now to lead all scorers. So that ends the 7-0 Santa Clara run. Broncos have it down by 7. Broncos have hit only 3 threes here today, just 3 out of 8, just haven't attempted many, as Maldonado's pass knocked away, but we'll get a foul. That'll be on Shearer, which is her second. And only the first team foul on Portland. Portland's only been whistled for 5 fouls in this entire game. Broncos have still yet to shoot a free throw. Maldonado to Pritchard. Experienced backcourt for this Santa Clara team. Maldonado gets it back. Now to Pollard in the corner. 3-point attempt. Rims out. Rebound, though, to Pritchard. Now Maldonado. Deep 3 off the front rim. Broncos had a couple of looks there, but missed them both. And now Portland quickly into the front court. Shearer will give it up. 2:10 left in the quarter. Portland leading by 7. Fowler looking for Bruno. The pass is knocked out of bounds. Will stay with Portland. Clara Edmondson now back in with 2:03 remaining in the corner. She'll replace Olivia Pollard. A real challenge for these Santa Clara bigs here this week. Outstanding front court players, both for Gonzaga and now here with Portland. The Broncos trying to dig deep. Can they make it 2 wins in a row here at home against the 2 best teams in the WCC? Fowler, good footwork, misses short. Fight for the rebound, and Edmondson wins that fight. Good, tough rebound, Laura Edmondson. Now the Broncos in transition. Heel gets her defender in the air. Shot, though, misses. And this time, a Portland rebound as Cochran comes away with the basketball. Nice move there from Tess Heel, but missed the shot. Iraqi gets a hand on that pass. Stays with Portland, though. Now Fowler down low, posting up on Edmondson, and a power move for two. Edmondson actually defended that pretty well, but Fowler just so good down on the low block. Up to 20 points now, 9 for 14 shooting. Tough pass there, Hiraki to Edmondson, and a Portland steal. And Bruno in transition is bumped and fouled by Tess Heel. 2.5 minute scoring drought for Santa Clara, and it's tough to withstand droughts like that against this Portland offense. The Pilots still shooting it at over 60% from the field. It's the 4th team foul in the quarter on Santa Clara, so a sideline inbounds here for Portland. As Mariah Hudgens is back in the game now for the Broncos. Hiraki sits. Final minute of the quarter. Kaitu'u, she'll shoot the three and hit it. Well, just her day. Kaitu'u was just 2 for 18 all season from three-point range. That was a pretty good stroke. She's got 19 points now. And Portland matching their largest lead now, up by 12. The Broncos had cut it to 5. But now a 7-0 Portland run. Last minute of the quarter. Hudgens driving, bounce pass to Heel. She'll dribble it back out. Now spinning in the lane. Over to Hudgens. Corner 3 off the back rim. Long rebound though to Maldonado. Dribbles in and then out of trouble. And Broncos will set something up. 5-second differential here. Heel well outside, wants a screen. Now over to Hudgens on the wing, 4 to shoot. Hudgens driving, and she travels. And a Santa Clara turnover with 8.4 seconds left here in the quarter. Difficult ending here to quarter number 3 for the Broncos. Again, after they had pulled to within 5. Now down by 12, and Portland can get the last shot off here. Cochran, and she travels. Not so much for that. Kind of got caught there right at the half-court line. And picked up her pivot foot. So now Santa Clara, 4.9 left. Heel driving. Heel puts it up and hits at the buzzer. Big shot there for Santa Clara to end the third quarter. Gets the Broncos to within 10. 61-51, Portland ahead. Fourth quarter action is next here on the WCC Network. Ready to start the fourth quarter here at the Levy Center. I'm Joe Rizzo. 61-51 is the Portland lead. Pilots were up 8 at the half. Broncos pulled to within 5 there briefly late in the third quarter. Now down by 10 and make it 12 again as Portland well-executed play to start this final quarter. And an easy 2 for Cochran. She's got 9. Portland at 63% shooting. Broncos still at 50% and only 7 turnovers through 3 quarters. Yet a double-digit deficit. Here's Heel. Thought about the 3. Steps inside the line. Able to avoid the travel there, but had the shot blocked. Now a skip pass. This is Frawley open for 3. Keely Frawley averages 4 points per game off the bench. Gets her first points, and a quick timeout called by Bill Carr here. He's going to stop things with only 55 seconds gone by in this fourth quarter. It is a full timeout. We'll take it with him. Broncos down 15 here on the WCC Network. Quick timeout here early in the fourth quarter called by the Broncos. Now down by 15 at 66-51. And certainly danger time here for Santa Clara trying to stay in it. They need to make a run starting right now. Of course, it was Portland overcoming a 16-point fourth quarter deficit on Thursday. Broncos will hope for a similar situation here. There's a good start. Heel did have a foot on the line, so that's a long 2. 66-53 is the score. Here's Burnham, high-low, down to Fowler. Double team comes. Now Shearer, wing 3, rims out. Rebound tapped, controlled by Santa Clara. Maldonado will dribble out and set up the offense here for the Broncos. Heel gives it up. Now Hudgens driving over to Pollard. Baseline jumper, no good. And a Portland rebound. 13-point Pilots lead with 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Alex Fowler, 20 points today, and she'll add 2 more. Fowler, who scored 26 when Portland beat Santa Clara last month, up in Portland, headed for a similar type game here today. 22 points on 10 of 15 shooting. You put together a list of players that could win the WCC Player of the Year award, and Fowler might be at the top of that list. Of course, can't forget about Tess Heel. She's been the best freshman in the league this year. And Heel's got 22, keeping the Broncos within striking distance here. Tess Heel's having herself quite a day here at the Levy Center. Trying to answer Fowler. That one rattles out. And a Santa Clara rebound, down by 13, 7 minutes left. Broncos swing it over to Hudgens. Here's Hiraki in the corner, and Cochran flying in, blocks the shot. Cochran, who led the country in blocks last year, about 4 per game, set the Portland school record. And she has certainly been a presence, as expected here throughout this game. Santa Clara to inbound, down 68-55. Hudgens trying to get it to Heel, and we get a foul underneath called on Portland. This will be on Fowler, which is only her first, and the first Pilots team foul. 33 minutes into this game now, and Santa Clara still has yet to attempt a free throw. Heel's going to inbound, tries to throw it off the Portland player, didn't work. And a turnover, gives it back to the Pilots. They run their offense through Fowler. She'll give it up this time, gets it right back, and Fowler, another layup. 24 points for Fowler. Broncos have had no answer for her down low. Good look there, and a nice shot from Mariah Hudgens. Hudgens becomes the third Santa Clara player into double figures. She's got 10. Joining Edmondson with 14 and Heels 22. Broncos right now, though, just aren't getting enough stops. Portland still shooting it at above 60% for the game. 13-point Portland lead. Frawley in the paint, goes up over Hudgens. She misses, but fighting hard, pulls down the rebound. Now the three-point shot from Lindsay, no good. This time Hudgens with the rebound. The Broncos will push. Don't really have numbers here. Maldonado will back it out. Gets it back now. Bounce pass to Hiraki, baseline. Leans in, but misses the shot. Good Portland defense there. Pilots always looking to push off a missed shot. One of the highest scoring teams in the conference, and we've seen why here today, and they just barely avoid the over and back call there. 10 to shoot. And we get a timeout now is going to be called on the Portland side with 5:07 to go here in the fourth. And it will be a full timeout. So, final mandatory timeout of the game. Broncos are down 13 here on the WCC Network. Now do the Broncos have one final push in them here with about 5 minutes left in this game. Staring at a 13-point deficit right now. It's 70-57. Shot clock expiring, and it's good there. MJ Bruno out of the timeout, and she just does beat the clock. 5 points for Bruno off the Portland bench. Pilots have matched their largest lead here, up 15. Up in San Francisco right now, Gonzaga, they're having their way with the Dons. Gonzaga's up by 19, 63-44 early in the fourth quarter. The Zags would probably come out angry there after they suffered their first conference loss here on Thursday to Santa Clara, as Lexi Pritchard's going to get to the line. And I'd say that has certainly been the case. San Francisco in danger of getting swept at home this week by the Portland-Gonzaga duo. Down in San Diego, the Toreros now have a lead, 36-29. Low-scoring game, up by 7. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. San Diego can pull into a tie for third with a win. Finally getting the first Santa Clara free throws of the day. Took 35 minutes, 14 seconds for the Broncos to get to the line for the first time. And Lexi Pritchard, 2 out of 2. 13-point game, now a little full court pressure here. Portland's turned it over 12 times, but the majority of those came in the first quarter. They've done a much better job of taking care of the basketball since. And Kaituj is having a career day here against Santa Clara. That is a new season high for her with 21 points. 8 of 11 from the floor. She's also made a three-pointer. Haraki finds the wide open Ashley Maldonado for 3. Second three-point make for Maldonado. Broncos down 12. 4 minutes left. Broncos need to force some turnovers, get some stops. Slow down this Portland offense. Fowler 24, Kaitu'u 21. Combined for 45 points today for the Pilots. Here's Kaitu'u again, this time blocked. Olivia Pollard got a hand on it. Broncos basketball. Here's Haraki. Ashley Haraki for 3. Back-to-back threes for Santa Clara. And the deficit now into single digits, down 9. 3:20 left. How can they string together some stops here? 74-65 is the Portland lead. Pilots still shooting it at 60% for the game. Kaitu'u puts it on the floor, and we get a foul down low. It's going to be called on Santa Clara. And it'll be on Tess Heald, which is her third. Just the first team foul on the Broncos here in the quarter. So a baseline inbounds, 3:09 left in this game. Broncos with those back-to-back threes, they've pulled within 9. But in desperate need of several more stops. Shearer down low and muscling her way to the basket. Big shot there for Portland. Shearer's got 8. Pilots up 11. Heel at the free throw line. She'll dribble in the paint. Over Fowler, no good. And we get a foul called on Santa Clara. It's a tough shot. Heel trying to go over the taller Alex Fowler. And a foul called on Haraki going for the rebound. Cochran's going to come back in now for the Pilots. 2:41 left in a 76-65 Portland lead. Pilots trying to sweep the season series and improve their conference record to 12-1. Broncos trying to set up that trap there. Portland gets across the half-court line. Unable to do it, but a missed three-point attempt from Frawley. Now the Broncos have to go quickly. Here's Pollard open in the corner, and Olivia Pollard hits a 3. 3 threes in the last couple of minutes here for Santa Clara. Finally getting something going from deep. And it's a 76-68 game. 8-point deficit for the Broncos. 2 minutes left. Meek dribbling it outside. Cochran with it. Guarded closely by Pollard, and a foul. Pollard got her hands on her there and called for her fourth. 3 quick fouls here on the Broncos. Still non-shooting for Portland. The shot clock resets to 20. That's notable here late in the game. Pilots can use more clock. Up by 8. Meek picks up the dribble. Fowler in the corner, gives it back to Meek. 5 on the shot clock. Meek will drive. Meek all the way. And Mikal Meek, big bucket there for Portland. Pilots up 10. Broncos defended that pretty well. Didn't matter. Heel down low, trying to create. Good look, but she misses. That's one that she's hit all day. Not that time. Portland can take this inside of a minute here. Up by 10. Shearer out near half court. Now she'll drive. Heel falls down, and a foul. That'll be on Tess Heel with 1:01 left. 4th foul on Heel. Next foul will put Portland in the bonus. Well, inbounds here with 1:01 remaining. And the Pilots up by 10. Portland has led ever since the first minute of the second quarter. They started the second quarter on a 12-0 run. Broncos were up by 5 after 1. Haven't led since. Down low, Fowler shakes her defender, and the reverse layup is good. 26 for Fowler after she had 26 against the Broncos a month ago. And Portland closing in now, leading 80-68. Broncos were trying to pull off back-to-back wins here this week at home against the fearsome duo of Gonzaga and Portland, who entered the week a combined 21-1 in conference play. The Broncos got the win on Thursday, but they aren't going to get this one. Portland will sweep their Bay Area road trip. And with Gonzaga up big right now up in San Francisco, looks like the Pilots will remain in a tie for first up top the WCC standings. Final score here at the Levy Center this afternoon, Portland 80, Santa Clara 68. We'll take a quick break, come back with our post-game coverage. That's coming up next here on the WCC Network. All right, back here at the Levy Center, a final score this afternoon. Portland has beaten the Broncos 80-68. Santa Clara will have to settle for the split here this week against the teams at the top of the conference. Joe Rizzo joined courtside now by Broncos head coach Bill Carr. And, well, you knew it was going to be tough. Back-to-back wins over Gonzaga and Portland would have been monumental with the way they've been playing. 21-1, their combined conference record coming into the week. What did you think about this one today? Obviously, Portland's got a great offensive attack, and it seemed like second quarter on, you just couldn't string together enough stops.
We couldn't stop them one-on-one, right? And then you start helping, and they're knocking down threes. So the only way to stay in the game is to play one-on-one, and we didn't show the ability to do that today. And I got to figure out how to get us to do that a little better. And then I thought 68 points, and we didn't get fouled a ton. So I don't think that was a problem. It was just the way we guarded today. It was uncharacteristic of how we've been playing defensively. And, I don't know where that came from. But, hey, they're good. Portland's good. Like I say, that's redundant here when we talk. That's a good team, as everybody else in our league is, and you got to come ready to scrap. So, we'll regroup and be ready to go on the road next week.
It's kind of an unusual game, I thought, offensively. I mean, you shoot 49%, good, and it was above 50 pretty much all day. But you don't get to the free throw line, which is unusual. I know you were seeing a zone defense a lot today, but you didn't attempt a free throw until late in the fourth quarter. Not a lot of three-point attempts, but you only turn the ball over 8 times. I mean, you think you shoot 50% with 8 turnovers, you're going to put yourself in a great position to get a win. It just didn't happen today.
Yeah. And, the way they play, they cause some problems. I thought we got fouled a couple times, a little bit more than they called. We were a little disjointed at times offensively. But, again, 68 points. If this thing's closer, we're getting better looks and all. So, and we play a lot out of our defense lately. We have, and we didn't get much in transition today. Look, they were better today. Let's be honest, they were better today, and we're going to have to figure out a way to shore things up to play next Thursday.
Were there some individuals that stood out to you? I mean, you look at the stat line. Tess Heel, another remarkable game, 22 points. Shot it well, plus 7 assists. Clara operated very well down low, shaking off that early injury. I mean, there were some good things today, I thought, as well.
Yeah. No, I liked this group, right? Yeah. And, unfortunately, you're not going to win them all. But they've shown the ability to bounce back. And, yeah, we had some, if you look at the sheet, they don't put defensive stats on here. So it looks great on offense. But defensively, we just got to dig in a little bit and rebound. And, we'll get that done. We're still a work in progress. This is a long year, and we still got a ton of games left. So we're going to keep fighting.
All right. Well, we'll be following on the road, Pacific and St. Mary's on the upcoming trip. Best of luck to you there, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
All right, that's Santa Clara head coach Bill Carr. We thank him for joining us here courtside following this game. Portland defeating the Broncos, a final of 80-68. The Pilots improved to 12-1 now in conference play. Their only loss coming to Gonzaga. They'll get another crack at Gonzaga. They'll play the Zags next weekend, and first place will be on the line in the WCC there. Let's take a look at some of the highlights now in this game. And the star, well, really no surprise on the Portland side, Alex Fowler. What an afternoon for the fourth-year junior, approaching 2,000 career points. Could very well be headed for a WCC Player of the Year award honors. She's certainly a leading contender there. She had 26 against Santa Clara last month up in Portland, and she poured in 26 more today against Santa Clara. 12 of 18 shooting. She hit a 3, her only free throw as well. Also pulled down 6 rebounds. And showing off an array of moves down low. It just didn't seem to matter who Santa Clara put on her. Fowler had herself a big day. Plus, off the bench, Liana Kaitu'u, really a career day. Kaitu'u with a season-high 21 points in 21 minutes off the bench. She was 8 of 12 shooting, plus hit her only 3. She had made only 2 3-pointers all year, but it was just that kind of day for Kaitu'u. Tess Heel, she had a great game leading the Broncos. Had a wide array of moves near the hoop. 22 for Heel led Santa Clara. But you heard the coach talk about it. Defensively, the Broncos just weren't nearly good enough here today, and the numbers reflect that. Portland shot it at 62% for the game, 6 of 11 from three-point range, and a perfect 10 of 10 from the free throw line. You can't get much more efficient offensively than what we saw from Portland today. The Broncos offensively weren't bad, 49% shooting, 40% from 3 at 6 of 15, but they only attempted 2 free throws all afternoon. The Broncos are one of the best free throw shooting teams in the conference, and they just didn't get there enough here in this one. Individually, it was Tess Heel leading the way with those 22 points. Heel was 11 of 19 from the floor, grabbed a couple of rebounds, plus also dished out 7 assists. So just an excellent all-around game from Tess Heel here today. Other Broncos in double figures. Laura Edmondson with 14 on 7 of 8 shooting, and 10 points as well from Mariah Hudgens. Ashley Hiraki also close to a double-double, 8 points and 8 rebounds for Hiraki today. So the Broncos fall to 5-7 now in conference play, 14-11 overall. San Francisco has lost. They have been beaten by Gonzaga, 22-point win there for the Zags. So Santa Clara, at least as it stands right now, remains in a tie for 5th in the WCC standings with the USF. And, of course, finishing in that top 4 is critical as you get that double bye into the quarterfinals. That's still well within reach for this Santa Clara team. And they'll try and get back on the winning track next week on the road. They'll be in Stockton on Thursday night to play Pacific. And then Saturday evening over across the bay in Moraga against St. Mary's. And certainly a revenge on the mind there for Santa Clara's. St. Mary's came in here to the Levy Center and blasted the Broncos a few weeks ago. Our next home broadcast here on the WCC network will be in a little less than 2 weeks on February the 16th. That's a Thursday night. Santa Clara will host BYU, a 6 o'clock tip, and we certainly hope you'll join us then. This telecast was granted by Santa Clara University and the West Coast Conference. Any use and rebroadcast requires the express written consent of Santa Clara and the WCC. For the entire BAOSN broadcast team, I'm Joe Rizzo, thanking you for watching. It was Portland beating the Broncos today, 80-68. So long from the Levy Center.